Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, The Show Off, and I'm back with another video. Welcome back to Loose Change. So, picture something, y'all. And I want y'all to have a little dinner with me or whatnot. But picture this, y'all. Picture you out to dinner with someone. Alright? And this person gets their plate, their full plate. It's got steak and, rice, whatever the case may be. Some green beans on it or whatever. They got a full plate. And yet, before they even take a bite, they ask you for your entire piece of steak. I want y'all to tell me, what word would you use to describe that person? You would use the word greedy. And I'll get back to my food in a little bit. Because I want to take a minute to actually talk to y'all. I took a little bit too big of a bite. Give me a second. Yeah, that's a big ass piece of steak. This video is going to be full of a lot of analogies, y'all. I had a couple of conversations. And in those conversations, one of them in the group, the Loose Change group on Facebook, Loose Change Black Love. Make sure you check it out on Facebook. Anyway, I had a conversation in my group, and I also had it in a couple other groups. And I was told that a woman's femininity is to be earned. So I wondered. For me, I wondered simply this: is it possible? Is it possible at all that by the time a man breaks through that artificial hard shell that comes with the word independence, that comes with the word the words alpha female, manufactured hardness, is it possible? Is it quite possible that he's expended so much energy that he's just tired? He's just too exhausted to continue giving you that same energy, because he had to utilize so much energy and so much effort to get to the point of cracking that hard shell that surrounds your femininity. See, this video right here is about to answer a lot of questions that women ask a lot, like, why did I get ghosted, or whatever the case may be. And here's the thing. I'm going to try my best not to offend people, but I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm probably going to offend a lot of people. So, well, let's take the trying out of it. I'm not even going to really try. There's certain things that I just won't go into or whatnot. So, the reason that I said this video is about the independent woman, it's about masculine energy, and it's about the alpha female. All right? I immediately understood why things, once I had to hear somebody say it. I had to see somebody say it in order to actually apply that analogy. Because I never wanted to believe it. So, first of all, do y'all know what a beta male is? Or what they call a simp? A beta male or a simp is simply, watch this, is simply a man who is nice to you. That's it. That's all it is. It is a man who's willing to apply. It's simply a man who's willing to provide your wants and your needs. That's what a beta man is. So it confuses me because, like I said in my last video, this is, you say you want a man who's nice and treats you well, or whatever the case may be, but you don't respect to hear a woman talk about a beta man. You hear women saying that they don't respect a beta man, all right? So, like I said in the last video, you're kind of damned if you do, you're kind of damned if you don't. Now, let's talk about this alpha female. First of all, it's all manufactured energy. And I'll tell y'all this. The world teaches you to believe what about men? And this is going to go into a lot and very deep into the feminist movements. Because here's the thing. Feminist movements are not created equal. All right? Meaning, people of other races, feminists of other races, it's not about hating the male. It's just about wanting to be equal to the male. It's never been about surpassing the male, which is the difference. Because black women seek, for whatever reason, to surpass men, to surpass the black men. The black counterparts, they seek to pass them, to conquer them. No other race. So you can be a feminist without hating men. All right? You could be a feminist to want to be brought to the same level of those men. Or you could be a feminine supremacist. Because you want to control the situation. So enter the term independent, which I got a trigger word video that I did a few months back. Independent. That hard shell goes around you. So in essence, if you listen to what these women have told me that the woman that we are pursuing, the woman that we see meet, the woman that we're pursuing in the beginning, who's doing her damnedest to show the world and show us that she doesn't need a man, that independent woman or that alpha female has manufactured a whole facade. And the woman that we've approached and we're pursuing has the whole mentality of a man, has male energy that has to be torn down. See, when you're feminine, you're meant to be the soft, delicate, pretty flower of the relationship. That's your femininity. That's the thing that sets you apart. Now, the strange thing is, you will listen to the world. And the world has taught you what? The world is teaching you how you can do whatever you want, and you don't need a man. And yet, they also teaching you at the same time that you need to have the characteristics of a man, which means a man is actually needed after all. So you have to get all the way out of your character and pretend to be something that you're not. Instead of looking to a man and being genuine and being that soft, delicate flower and asking him for help. As I stated in the beginning of this video, the greed. If someone was sitting there with a whole plate of food and they're asking you for your food, you would look at them as greedy, right? So when you're telling men and you're trying to portray this image that you don't need man, you don't need a man. And yet you're still asking this man to do things like provide and protect you, put his life on the line for you, put you first, all of those things. You're telling a man that you don't need at all to do these things because you can do those things yourself, but you want him to do it. Don't y'all think that's a little bit greedy? This is the analogy that I used at the beginning. Don't y'all think that's a little bit greedy? You ever tried opening something like a soda or a bag of chips or whatever the case may be, and it was hard to open? Bag of peanuts, something, and anything. It was so hard to open that by the time you actually got it open, you didn't want it no more, or you didn't want it the same way that you wanted it when you got it. Ghost. When I finally get something that I wanted out of it, and I feel like you're not feminine enough for me, that you're so hard. See, this is what happens when women hold out on sex and stuff like that, because they hold out because they want you to act a certain way in pursuit of the sex. So you sit there and you wait a year. Now, where you fool yourself, ladies, is this. You're not even knowing or not even sure if this person is sticking around because he just likes you, or if he's sticking around for the pussy. I'm gonna give you a hint. He's not sticking around more than 2 or 3 months for the pussy. If he's around longer than that, he probably likes you on a different level. But the next 9 months, you're going to kill that. Unless you was honest with him from the jump and say, listen, and not honest like, I don't know when it's going to happen. Listen, it might be a long time. It might be a long, long time. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. But if you haven't had that discussion and he sticks around longer than 3 months, 90 days, he likes you, especially if you're calling him and he's available all the time. And you don't have to look for him, and he's there for you. It's not that he's answering the phone and all of this stuff because he wants to fuck you. He likes you. If he was that horny, he would have got missing. He would have missed a few of your calls by then. But to me, that's more your inferiority complex to believe that your only worth that you really consider is sex. That you really consider that this man could want you for is sex. Now, let me continue. The alpha woman, if you don't need a man, and a lot of them tell you, I don't need a man. The alpha woman and the independent woman. I don't need a man. Continue life without our chromosome. The chromosome that we provide just continue life without it. That is extinction. So the mindset that you have is one of an ending. Which, if you go back 2 videos ago, I said our whole total mindset when it comes to dating each other signifies ending. So if you don't need a man, you can't make babies, so life ends. You can't make babies without us, so life ends. Now, biologically speaking, and this is the part that I want to get to. Biologically speaking, ladies, I told y'all are built to be the soft, delicate flower. And there's a reason why a man shouldn't put his hands on a woman. Because the man is built to do the heavy lifting. And like I said, I'm going to offend some people, so we need not even worry about that. I'm going to offend you with the truth. There's a reason why a man shouldn't put his hands on you is because a man is naturally stronger than a woman. It is what it is. So why doesn't that apply to other areas in life? You're not supposed to be opening jars. The world tells you open your own damn jar, but you're not supposed to be opening jars. You're not supposed to be picking up furniture. The world tells you go pick up furniture. You're not supposed to do the heavy lifting in life. You gotta you don't take it up with me. Take it up with your God or your entity that decided to make the man physically stronger than you. So what happens, ladies? What happens is y'all go get a dude that's just as pretty as you, who's just as soft as you and just as delicate as you. That's what you like. I told you in my last video, I said something very important at the end. A man's job is to adore the woman. And a woman's job is to adore a man because he adores her. So you're attracted to all the wrong things. You know what you're supposed to be attracted to? You're supposed to be pretty. I'm supposed to be attracted to your beauty. I'm not supposed to be pretty. I'm supposed to be ready to go out and get into the dirt. If you go back a little bit, just a little bit, go back to the 80s. Did y'all ever notice that if you go back and watch a movie in the 80s, or whatever the case may be, did you ever notice that men's fashion was pretty much the same? But you may see, if you go back to the 60s and 70s, you may see a woman with a pretty color on, like a pink or a powder blue. But men pretty much had black suits. If it was something like a gala, it was everybody had basically the same suit on. And then what happened? You started asking men to be a little more pretty. You started seeing dudes. I said I'm gonna offend some people. You started asking dudes to grow dreads. Grow long hair. Long hair. Then you started telling them to slim down on their clothes. Wear their pants a little bit tighter. Wear their t-shirts a little bit more thin and flowery, like a blouse. And then you started telling dudes to now it's gotten to the point where guys are actually painting their fingernails. Not getting your nails done because, okay, if you want to, it's the metrosexual look. Guys are actually having their fingernails painted now. That's where we've gotten to. Because remember, I've told y'all in several videos that women create the male trends in fashion. You tell us what you want us to do, and the majority of us do it. And I've also told you that the the trend followers in the male gender are looking to impress more than one woman. So it's going to be very hard to keep that man faithful. Because there's a small pool that have it all. So anyway, when you listen to all the things that I just described, don't it sound a lot like you? Don't it sound a lot like you? Tight clothes, the designer bags, nails done. The only thing that separates him is one thing that you asked for men to do. It's the beard. You saw Duck Dynasty, you saw James Harden, or whatever the case may be. It'd be cool for us to put that trend out there. Let's just start telling men that's what we want. And next thing you know, dudes start trying to grow it. Next thing you know, you asking dudes to show you asking dudes to show you their camel toe and shit. You put on some gray sweatpants and show us what you got. All of that stuff. And yet, those independent women and those alpha females have the nerve to accuse men of being feminine. When it was those same women who was asking men to change up in a feminine way. Who's the damn fool? We are. Because we try to give you what you want. We try our best to give you what you want in order to create attraction, which goes back to the beta male. You don't even respect the man who tries to make you happy. So you give him a tag. The beta male, the nice guy, gets tagged. So you never wanted a nice guy in the first place. But then you turn around and complain about the shitty dudes that you choose. There's a reason that nice guys can't hold on to a relationship. Because as you're saying that, you want something completely different. As I said in the last video, no wonder we're confused. How can I not be confused? No wonder. At the end of the day, y'all. And now, you used to complain about us not talking. And now that we are talking, you used to complain. Once upon a time, there were women that roamed this earth that used to complain about men not talking about their feelings or talking about their emotions. And now, when people tell you how they feel about you, when a man tells you how he feels about you, when he talks to you about how he feels about where women going and how women move now, it's you. It's you who use the word feminine. It's you that use the word sensitive. It's you that use the word emotional. It's you that say statements like, you move more like a woman than I do. It's you that will reach into your fucking belly and call that man a bitch. Disrespectfully. Because now he's giving you what you want. For years and years, we heard women complain about the fact that men don't talk. And now that we talking, it's a problem. So now can you see why we're confused? Because giving you what you want is not what you want. You're going to go and choose the man who can't give you exactly what you want. And then you want to be mad about it. It's interesting. It's the interesting thing to talk about. You don't see people announcing good things that happen in their relationship. The only thing you ever see, and I'm coming to y'all, this is Valentine's Day that I'm actually coming to y'all with this. The only thing you ever see until days like this and days like Christmas, you might show off what a person bought you or whatever the case may be. And in 1 week, you'll be broke up with that person. Or you may have a good dude and you might just walk away from him for no reason. No explanation, no good reason. Because you really don't want a good man. You would rather have the story. The story is interesting. The story is what people want to listen to. They don't want to hear you talk about how good your man is. No, they want to hear you talk about how he ain't shit. So you go and pick somebody that applies to how he's not shit. Show off.